Alright, Assalamu alaikum, and I think this is my last video for the day. And again, these videos will be posted on different times. I've been listening to motivational speakers, and there's this topic of weakness and strength, right? And there are those who tell you, you know what, if you have a weakness, work on it and try to fix it, and blah 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 blah, and all that, right? And there are those who say, you know what, hey, if you have a strength and a weakness, work on your strength, because you cannot just strengthen all your weaknesses. And it's this is like the type of like one size fits all. I don't believe in that. I think we have different weaknesses and we have different strengths, and it really depends on you. What is your weakness? How big of a weakness is it? What's the impact of that weakness in your life? And then same thing, your strength. Is it something that it helps you kind of like succeed in life and achieve things, or is it something that, you know what, fine, it's good that you're strong enough in it, it gets you by, but it's not going to get you too far if you kind of like try to strengthen it even further. Do a personal analysis of yourself and the situation that you're dealing with. And there's something called SWOT analysis, right? Your strength and your weakness, right? And then opportunities and threats. What you're doing is you're saying, you know what, okay, here's my situation. I'm going to give you an example. Again, agriculture, I mean, planting is one thing, and I have chickens that I'm raising. So one of the things I'm saying this, so hear me out. And this hopefully will give you an example of this. So I'm a person who I have responsibilities, right? So I know time is not on my side, right? And I like to do a lot of things, and I like to, so I know that I cannot commit a lot of time to one specific thing. Now, I learned from my experience having chickens and also having a garden. It's interesting. Okay, it's not impossible, it's interesting. Now I decided to have a greenhouse for a number of reasons, but one of them also was to keep the chickens out of my greenhouse. So I know that if I'm planting, taking care of the chickens and all that, it's not a lot of work taking care of the chickens, by the way. It's so easy. But the point is the chickens coming into your garden and eating your plants and messing up your entire garden. So that was a no-no for me. We did struggle with it actually for a while. So I decided that I said, you know what, having chickens is not the easiest thing to have. So I said, okay, so having the greenhouse would actually keep the chickens out, keep my plants in. I could control the climate. I could achieve a lot of things through this. And at the same time, I could literally, eventually, if I want and I feel it's safe, I could even decide to bring the chickens inside the greenhouse in the winter time. So what I did is I looked at something that is, for a lot of people, they say choose one or the other. Either you have chickens or you plant. For me, I wanted to always have both. So the greenhouse kind of like helps making sure that I have both. And not only that, it keeps the chickens out, like I said. For the most part, it could also be turned into a chicken run, coop, whatever you want to call it, in the winter when it's too cold out and I decide not to use the barn. So when you do that, and again, I don't like to spend a lot of time on kind of like weeding and things like that. So I also used my grass clippings. So I did that analysis and I looked around and said, what is it that is going to work for me to achieve what I want? um, I have other weaknesses and strengths, but this situation didn't require me to do analysis for those things. So I kind of like just took what I have, and probably I would say I used the technology and the fact that I could build things, because, and my weakness is not having time, but my strength is actually being able to do this, that I did, is like building the greenhouse. So I didn't waste a lot of time or energy trying to say, hey, let me make more time, or whatever the case might be that I feel is a weakness. At the same time, I used enough of what I know to build this greenhouse. It's not too fancy, so I could actually allocate my time for other things. So I don't believe in that one size fits all, meaning, oh, you have to focus on all your weaknesses and strengthen them, or ignore all your weaknesses and just focus on your strength and even be stronger in those areas. It's not really going to work for everyone. I don't think it is practical or realistic. Just assess yourself, look at what you have, Again, do that SWOT analysis. Every situation is going to require you to do different things, and that's how I think it's going to be also stress-free. So thank you for listening. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum.